All right, so it's 55 degrees outside right now, so it's a nice day. So I'm gonna take today, I'm gonna get her up in the air, put her on the jack stands, and I'm going to put the ductwork in here around the radiator. I got the panels, the side panels I got sitting in there right now just to see how they're gonna work. This is the bottom piece right here, all dusty. So that's what I'm working on right now. What do you see? Show me. That's nothing. That's fine. We gotta get this aluminum cut. We gotta be careful. Yeah, you too. Okay. First step is to put the bottom part in, and the bottom part is 3.5 inches to the inside of the body right here. So from the body here to the bottom here is 3.5 inches. So the part, the factory 5 cents, is measuring from the bottom of the radiator there, where the bottom of the radiator will mount up, is 4 inches. So gotta cut 1/2 inch off. So I'm gonna knock a 1/2 inch off just right along here. I'm gonna leave this area in here, but let's knock this off, see what happens. Now the radiator sits off to the side just a little bit, so with that going on, this side here is going to need a little bit more aluminum. If I cut it straight across, this one's going to have a bigger gap than this one here. So I'm going to leave this one on, leave that there, and then I'll trim this if need be. So now I'm going to hack this all the way down to there to give me 3.5 inches. Gotta cut this piece out. Looks like this is gonna have to come out. Closer. trim this part off. All right, I got this bottom piece cut to fit. It's ground the way it's going to fit the body. So it goes in, sits just like this. So it goes right up level, and all I have to do is drill this bottom lip right here. I just have to drill this bottom lip, probably about 3 to 3. Go ahead and rivet it in there, but before I do that, I'm going to put some rubber trim right along the edge of this, so that way it rests against the body like that, so I don't hear any banging around, vibrating and stuff later on. So that's where I'm at now. So I got to go get some of that. All right, so I picked up this door edge trim, which should work good for this. All right, it's gonna line right up. Trim goes right along the body. Of course, the body would be black if it wasn't covered in dust. Same over here. All right, so got my marks on here. And when I was trimming this, I had to sneak up on that right measurement. So took off a whole bunch, and then just started clipping off a little bit at a time to get it to fit as tight as I could. All right, those holes I marked and center punched were not high enough, so I ended up having to just move them up and then drill them out. All right, so we're sitting in there now. So level it up. I'm gonna go ahead and drill some holes, and then I'll wipe those other holes off, or wipe off all the green marks that I made with my Sharpie there. All right, so I got some holes drilled here. I'm supposed to drill 3 holes in the body to connect the body to the aluminum, but I gotta say, with just the Clecos that I got in here, it seems pretty tight. The only thing hidden right there is that the rubber stripping I just put on there. So I may not even put any rivets in here. I wasn't going to put them in there to begin with because of painting the body. Because once the body's painted, I mean, I'm going to end up masking all under this, so I wasn't planning on riveting it anyway. I was going to rivet it afterwards for a finishing thing, but hell, I don't think I will now. We'll see. All right, so there it is, riveted in. Quite strong. I don't see why you'd need to put rivets through here. All right, so I got the bottom in, and the 2 sides, I just set them in there and kind of did some marks, made some marks where I'm gonna end up cutting it. Same over here, just really a trim in that area. and looking at it, it looks pretty good. Up at the top though, I'm gonna end up, I guess, fabricating my own piece up there, because it gets a lot of air that comes in. It's gonna come in, run across the radiator, go up there and escape the flow through the radiator and go right up to the top over the engine. All right, so this is the passenger side. Got a cutout right along here, and cut out about 1/8 of an inch along this area from here to here. All right, so I got this piece cut to fit. It's right up to the edge. It's nice and straight. Had to take out a little more than I wanted to, but it did. I step by step, you know, snuck up on it to make it look as good as possible. And that's pressed in how it should fit. Once I get the rivets up here along that piece, or along the chassis there, I'll put 2 rivets here. Take out, show 2 rivets in this piece here, which is connected to this bottom piece. Not into the tank, but I will put some kind of, I want to get some kind of rubber sticker to put on here or something. I don't want to put silicone on there in case I do need to remove this. The last thing I want to have to deal with is silicone that I got to pry off of it. So I'll put some sort of rubber either on here or on the radiator itself. That was part of my reason for using wire ties on everything, is those cushion clips really look good, but it's gonna suck having to rivet those out everywhere. So wire ties are quicker and easier if I need to get in there. I don't really care about the, I guess, the fancy look or whatever. I mean, this car wasn't a show car in the beginning. That's not what I'm wanting to do, is make it a show car. It's a fun toy. But anyway, so I'm going to drill some holes along here, and actually I'm gonna drill them in here first after I mark it, and then go through the tire, or through the opening over here, mark it with the Sharpie, and then bring it out, drill some holes in here, and then reach up here with my drill, being very careful not to screw up my radiator. I'll probably put a piece of cardboard on that before too long. I went ahead and marked this, put it in place like this, and then came in from up under the car and marked where the chassis bar goes across here. So with that there, I'm gonna go ahead and put a few holes for rivets. It looks like I'm gonna do about 3 is all it really needs. I mean, it's just for air. It's not exactly holding anything other than itself. And then I put 2 holes here. Those 3 holes. Bulb seal has aluminum in here, and it's kind of like, it works like on the order of like a vertebrae. So it's got aluminum that sits like this, so you can actually cut in between like that if you hit it just right. I didn't, I went right in the middle of it just then, but if you look at it, you can see ribs. You can see like ribs in it, so that's where you're supposed to cut, is right along the ribs. As you can tell, I cut it. That's why pieces of aluminum are falling out. But it clamps on really well. Yeah, here's one. right there. So it's kind of neat. But that's how it works. All right, stick it on. Now, the reason for the bulb seal is to seal it up against the body so more air is diverted into the radiator rather than around it. All right, got it in place right now. I ended up using these little real heavy duty, thin, clear rubber pieces. These would go on like cabinets or a box or whatever you wanted to put little feet on, and they're adhesive. I've already put 1, 2, 3 of them, and now I need one more over to the side here. Put the other ones on outside of when the piece was on the outside. This one here is just, I needed another one. All right. Okay, ready to start riveting, or not riveting, but drilling. Got every tool here except my drill. Shouldn't have to push that too hard. There we go. All right. Didn't want to have to drill these out. I'm going to use real short rivets for this down here. Doesn't look like it comes in contact with it, with the radiator, but that's all right. I'm going to use the short ones just to make sure. Plus, it is off the radiator as it is because of those rubber bumpers. Using longer rivets for the going into the tubing. So it's not touching. So I push on it. So that's a good thing. Alright, pass your sides in. Alright, got this piece cut to fit. This area right here was real close to the radiator tank. So I decided to grind it back a little bit, and once I ground it back a little bit, decided to go ahead and put some of this door edge that I used on the bottom here. So I think it'll look fine. And then also, I put some more of these bumpers right here. Got holes down here for this mess. I forgot to clean off that marker. And anyway, I'm going to put this in here, fit it in. That's a lot tighter now. We've got the bolt seal. You can barely see the black up there. That's definitely going to keep it from scraping up the radiator tank. It's right against the chassis tubing here. Go ahead and let's go ahead and move these. Move this in here. Yeah, drill those holes first. Don't get caught up doing this crap. Should have just cleat coated this together. Should have cleat coated it and left it that way until it's completely done. Alright, so that's it. Still want to put something up there at the top. But for now, next week, I take this thing in to be inspected. So I can't really do a whole lot more. There's a bunch of little stuff I can do, but I really want to get started on the body. I want to cut these holes here a little wider and elongated so I can put these rubber plugs in there. But I don't want to get started on the body too much because I'm going to have to load this thing on a trailer here real soon.